G'day everybody, Lord Kevin here. Today in Manor Lords we're going to be building our church, fighting some bad guys, upgrading our buildings, and building our manor. So let's jump right into it. Alright, so the first thing we want to fix from last episode is we didn't assign anyone back to the storehouse, so we weren't going to get people being able to get stuff in the market, so just fixing that up. And we'll also go ahead and we'll upgrade it just because we've got the materials to do it, because through this episode we'll probably end up using that storage space. I would like to get someone assigned to the trading post, but we don't have anyone available just yet, so I think the next thing we're going to do is we're going to build some houses. But before that, I just wanted to mention tab and how it works. So this gives you a really good overview of sort of everything that's happening in your town. You know, how many people are assigned or not assigned to your area. So you can see the hunting camp, don't have anyone assigned there. So we'll need to fix that up soon. We can see if we can have the ability to sort of build or upgrade any houses. So for example, you can see this green icon here that's saying we can build a backyard extension. We won't do that right now. And if any houses had upgrades or let us build a second sort of family plot on there, those would come up as well. So one of the aims of today's episode is we want to build the church, and the main reason for that is if we have a look at these burgage plots, so to upgrade these houses and start getting regional wealth, we need to meet these needs, and one of those needs is building the church. So I want to sort of put it here and create a bit of a town square, I guess. So I want to move the market. You can obviously destroy this, but there's going to be materials left over, and it's going to take them a little while to deal with that. So what I'm going to do, just as a temporary measure, I'm going to move the market over to here. Actually, let me move it down here, just so that people can still access what they need to access, and we can start getting rid of some of these. So I'm holding down Alt and clicking on the road, and it's removing the roads that we built at the start. And I'm also going to move this hitching post. Sorry, I'm not going to destroy it. I'm going to relocate it to here, just next to the other one. And I'm going to build a new well. Let me have a look where some water is. Where's the well? There. Let's put it just... We'll just move it over slightly. It sounds like a bit of a waste, but I just have some ideas of what I want to do. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to work out a bit of a layout, and then we'll come back and have a look at it. Alright, so just coming back to this. So this is the start of a layout. I do want to build a road down here, but I've just got to wait for these supplies to be moved. This is our church over here. And the church sort of has 3 entries. So I've just sort of built a bit of a square around it, and I've run this road up to here and just created a bit of a junction, I guess. As I said, we'll build this out here. The next thing I want to do is I want to build some more houses, because we've only really got 1 available living space, and I would like to have some more. So I'm actually going to build this road out to here. And we'll just sort of build these houses sort of backing onto each other. A little bit of density. And have a look. So this house, we can expand living space, so we'll do that. Don't think we could do that for any of these. No. Just keeping an eye on our food, because we're currently not gathering any. We have no one in our hunting camp or our forager's hut. But we're okay for the moment, so we'll just keep an eye on that one. Alright, with those houses built, the other thing I wanted to try and get to, we'll come back to it a little bit, is to deal with these outlaws. The reason for that is eventually we want to try and take some territory, but there's also, we're probably relatively soon going to, I'll just speed through this while we talk, we're going to get a notification about the raiders mechanic. So basically, every now and again, you'll get a notification saying that raiders are going to come and try and destroy your town. You have sort of a year to get ready for it. And to deal with them, we either need to build up an army, which our army is pretty small at the moment, or you need to hire mercenaries, which you can do here. And you can see this on 25, 90, and 50. And this uses the treasury, which is this number up here. We obviously have none right now. By taking on these outlaw camps, not only can we gain influence, which is what we can use later to take on territories, but it also can get us some treasury money, which we could use to hire those mercenaries. And it also means, you see every now and again they're stealing resource from us. It just helps us deal with that as well. So if we have a look, we've got one over here, one down here. That's it for now. The enemy AI is going to go after these as well periodically. So we don't have to deal with all of them ourselves, but it's just something to keep our eye on. So let's have a look here. Do we have... Yeah, no, so we need stone for the church, and we don't have any right now, but we do have the stone deposit. So let's build a stonecutter camp nearby. And we'll get that building as well. And I just want to keep... Yeah, our food is still okay for the moment. Ideally, I just want to get some of this stuff built. So I'm just going to keep it on fast forward while we build some of this stuff. Oh, they've got the 10 stone down. Great. All right, that church is built. And we've got these houses to build next. These hitching posts, they use planks. I'm going to upgrade them just so that, we can store more. Let's you store an additional, ox or horse. All right, I'm going to assign someone to the trading post now that we had some families, because we've got a reasonable amount of iron now, so we can start selling that and bringing in that regional wealth. All right, so now with the church part being met, the next ones we want to tackle is food and clothing. So for food, we need an additional food source. I'm just going to pause for a second. And clothing, probably the easiest thing for us to deal with right now is leather. So leather you can get from hides. So we've got 0 hides at the moment. I think that's because they were stolen further up here. But we get those from the hunting camp. So I'm actually going to assign someone to that. So we can build a tannery, which will turn hides into leather. It's actually not going to let us build it right now because we don't have enough planks. So let's just speed some of this up. It's probably just because we're building some houses here. So yeah, we'll build that up. In terms of food, what have we got right now? We've really only got the berries. I think now that we've got someone in here getting us meat, that should help us with that second food type. But we will see. I think we needed 6 planks to build those. Cool, so those houses are built, so we have 4 living spaces available. All right, let's assign... Yeah, we're already chewing through those animals with just the one person, so we won't bother with that right now. Okay, there we go. We've got the 12 planks. we'll just chuck that over there to get built. And I'm just trying to think where we could utilize that additional person. Once it's no longer winter, we could probably have the forager's hut turned back on. But for now, we can leave that as it is. We can assign someone to the stonecutters camp. Just build up a little bit of stockpile of stone. It's not a bad thing. Let's see. Okay, we've got those 2 food types. Let's see. Yeah, you can see that's being covered there. So the next thing really that we want to cover is the tannery. So I'm actually going to change our mind, take that person off there, and assign them to the tannery instead. And we can start turning some of those hides. Okay, so I just want to mention here, bandit camp sighted. So I mentioned before that they can pop up. So one's actually popped up over here. So I think what we're going to do, we've got 20 guys. So we're going to select, I've only got the 1 unit at the moment. We don't have enough people to have more than that. I'm going to rally them. I'm going to rally them right over here. And then I'm going to select them. I'm going to stop them from running, which is going to stop them being fatigued. And we're going to slowly make our way over here. I'm hoping we can recover from that fatigue as well. This is probably going to be, yeah, that bandit, raiders movement. So we've got 1 year to deal with that. That's all right. The other thing as well, okay, we can see that they've noticed us here because they've brought their guys out from that camp. If we stay inside of our territory, we get a bonus, a pretty hefty one. So I'm going to get our guys to line up over here, and I'm going to get them to stand their ground. And I'm just going to speed this up a little bit until we get... And let's watch this play out. I'm going to speed this up a little bit. If we start... Yep, okay, so I'm going to push forward now. Now that we've got rid of most of their guys. There we go. So we gain 360 influence there. And what we can then do is we then go find this camp. And we will get them to... run to that. And this is going to allow us to get the treasury money. So I'll wait for them to get there. All right, new message. So we're going to send this to the treasury. And then we get 123, which is great. There's no one else really super close by. We could go after these guys, but it requires us going like all of the way down here. All right, we can do that, but we just won't run. Actually, no, I'm actually going to not do that. Just because you'll see we've only got 4 months of food left. So obviously these are the, this is our army. These are the people that are also working the hunter's camp or the logging camp. And so if they're out, being an army, they're not doing that stuff. So I'm going to disband them there. And I'm going to get them working again. You can see them all coming back now. So we will go back out shortly. I just want to build up a bit of a surplus of food first. So the other thing I want to deal with now is we can build this back here and we can put our market back down. Yeah, and obviously, look, this is a fairly big market, but it's also just sort of a nice town square. Oh, maybe let's make it just a little bit smaller. Just that if we wanted to, we could sort of put a few little things around it. You know, like for example, I know I just moved this, but we could move the well back to there. And at least just, yeah, create a bit of that sort of town square vibe. All right, so let's see. Have we started? Okay, we started building up some leather. Okay, so you can see here now, you see this sort of greenhouse icon. This means we can upgrade these houses. So I think we're definitely going to take advantage of that. Obviously, this takes resources, 2 logs and 8 planks. We will upgrade these as we get access to those resources. There we go. And that just means that we're going to be able to start generating that regional wealth from these houses. And if we just have a look at what these look like, it's quite nice watching them get upgraded. All right, you can see what those look like there. They're almost done. I just want to mention here, you can see that Hildebolt is trying to claim a territory. So he is trying to claim this one over here. We do not have the army at the moment to contest him, so we're just going to let him do that. And it'll just be something that we need to deal with later on. I'm going to also demolish the market over there and get them to rebuild over here. And we'll demolish that well, because we definitely don't need both of them. There you go, settlement increased. So can we can upgrade these houses as well. We're just missing out on planks. So I think that might be, let's increase this to 30 planks, because we've got a reasonable number of logs right now. And, you know, as we start sort of progressing, we're going to need more and more of the other tools. All right. I'm just going to pause for a second. I notice we've only got 2 months of food. So we've hit the limit there. So I'm going to pause the hunter. And we're going to unpause this one. We'll get 2 people on berries. So you'll see in terms of what the new requirements are, they want a tavern. We will get to that later. They want us to upgrade the church. They now want 3 types of food, and they want an additional type of clothing. But the main thing we want for the moment is that we've got, so we've got that regional wealth coming in. So if we have a look here, we've got requirements not met, which is going to start affecting our approval, and this is going to actually has to do with our food. So we don't really have too many options in terms of food, and we need 1,000 influence to claim another territory, which we definitely do not have. And it looks like Hildebot might have taken out that raiders camp. And you can see he's already got, 3 territories? All right, we've got a few more family members, so let's have a think about how we can use this. I think we've got a fair amount of regional wealth, so let's have a look at trades. What could we do in terms of food? So the cheapest thing to bring in would be... Well, actually, what we'll do, now that we've actually got a few spare people, let's use one of these. Let's use these backyards. So, there's quite a few options in terms of what we can do here. Some more advanced things which we'll get to later. But we can have vegetables, chickens. We can do animals, which is going to give us, which could give us meat and, and give us meat and hides. So yeah, if we do, you can see it says we've got pigs, we can get meat. Whereas if we do goats, we can get meat and hides. So I think what we're going to do is let's do vegetables on this one. Let's do chickens on this one. We'll do another vegetable, and this one is still under construction, but we'll turn this into a goat. Yeah, we'll turn this into a goat pen. And just note that this actually uses the resource required for these. These two require regional wealth. This one does not. And I believe the main reason that this doesn't is because we need to actually get a goat. So let me have a look. No, I thought we had to buy a goat for that. So yeah, these families will no longer be able to be assigned to sort of other buildings. So that's just something for us to keep an eye on. I'm going to... We've got a fit. I'm going to increase this just so we're collecting all of those berries. Here you go. So now that we've built this, we can go purchase a goat or pigs, and you can see this takes regional wealth. So a pig will give us 2 meat every 150 days, whereas a goat will give us 1 meat and 1 hide every 150 days. So I'm going to do this option because we want the clothing and we want the meat. So we'll purchase that. And it'll take a little while to actually, I believe... Oh, no. Okay, there's apparently a goat there straight away. So it'll take a little while for us to, get the benefits of doing this. Obviously, they've got to grow the carrots, or they've got to, wait for the eggs to come through, but it shouldn't take too long before we start seeing that happen. And that should tackle the approval or disapproval that we were seeing. All right. This is going good. It's bringing in a nice amount of money for us. As I said, unfortunately, it looks like there's no more bandit camps, so we're not going to be able to deal with that. But that's all right. We will find another way. So now that we're sort of starting to make some good progress, I would like to get towards the manor. This is how we can actually start getting some treasury passively. But we need to get to a small village for that to happen. So let's just have a look here at our development points and sort of what we could use them for. Deep mine is definitely appealing. We've got 3 points. That's going to let us turn our rich deposit of iron into an infinite resource. Yeah, so I think, deep mining definitely would make sense. Other than that, trade could be good because it'll just halve the cost of opening trade routes. What else could we look at doing? What is our farming? Looks pretty good. So this is our fertility. So Emma is wheat. Flax seems all right. Barley seems right. That'll be important for the tavern. So we could also look at getting some farming. I think let's start by getting those two. And then we'll hold off on the other development point for the moment. And what we'll do is we'll go over to this mining pit. Okay, we need 10 planks and 50 regional wealth to do that. We'll do that in a little bit. Okay, so we just want to build up some resources to be able to build this manor. So we need some stone. So I've assigned someone to that. And then we need 20 planks as well. So we'll just speed through and we'll get some of those resources going. All right, so we should be able to build this manor now. Where do we want to build it? I reckon... I'm just sort of trying to see where could be quite nice. I think we could sort of build it right here. And we'll face it this way. So there's a whole mechanic to building out your castle. For the moment, the only things we probably care about is the outer tower, which gives us some more garrison space. So what that means is with this, we're going to get access to what are called the retinue, which are kind of like your knights, I guess. And this gives you 10 additional retinue for that. Sorry, this one here is 12, the garrison tower. So we're just going to commit to this for the moment, because as you add more things, it's going to increase the cost of the resources you need. So we'll just build that for now. And we'll bring this down to meet that road there. And we'll speed this up. Should get some of this built shortly. I'll just make this the highest priority. I was just checking what this question mark was. It's just telling us that there's no berries, so we might as well pause that work. Which is going to give us access to a whole bunch more workers. Let's just see, is there anything better we could be... Let's adjust the work area for these guys. I think we can get them to take down this spot there. And we might give them one more person. And the other thing I guess we could build is the forester. So let's get the forester along the road here. Yep, get them there. We have all the resources almost. So it's going to be a fairly simple manner to start with, but importantly, it's going to let us start taxing our citizens. So you'll see here it says we can start taxing people. So if we click on this and we go to taxes, you'll see land tax, collected from regional wealth, and this is going to get us our treasury. So if we do 10%, you'll see it says we're going to lose 5% of our approval. If we do 15, no, not 100, no, 15, we lose 8. So let's just do the 10 for now. And then we've got this forester built. Let's repopulate sort of this area here, and then ideally our once some of that starts getting built up, we can just sort of have a continuous loop of, you know, forests and logs and everything happening over there. All right, where else could we assign some people? What is our food situation looking like? We've still only got berries. I think some of these carrots will be ready to go relatively soon. Unfortunately, it doesn't tell you anywhere sort of what's happening with that food. So we'll re-enable that for now. Get some food coming in that way. And you can see we're starting to get some of that treasury coming through, which hopefully, yeah, we can use. The other thing we can do as well is, I didn't touch on this, is we can tithe, which will turn our food, so a percentage of food, into influence. So we don't have a lot of food right now, so we're not going to do that. But if we start building up a bit of a surplus, then we can use that to gain influence, and that's another way for us to gain some land. All right, I think we'll call it there for the episode. Next episode, we will deal with the raiders, really build up our army, and hopefully we'll take another territory. So hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to like, subscribe. See ya.